I'm very glad that I asked for the agreement in writing first. Always ask for the agreement in writing before.
Thank you for calling Premier Credit. This is Jamie speaking on the recorded line. May I ask who I'm speaking with, please?
My name is Ellen Burns.
All right, Ms. Burns, and I'm sorry about your wait. Ma'am, can you just verify the year you was born in for me on January 26th, please? For me that collected that. Any information you share with us be used for that purpose only. And are you calling about your Department of Education student loan today, ma'am? Your Premier Credit?
I am. Premier Credit, yes.
All right. Okay, how may I help you today?
Okay, I don't know. Somebody called, and as usual, Premier called me and didn't leave a message, so...
Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, it just looked like they were just giving you a call, just letting you know that you're almost done with the program, just doing like basically just update, make sure that all the information on file is correct.
What information?
What did you say?
What information needs to be verified?
Well, just the address and stuff, because you're coming up on your last payment, which I think you was notified that a couple of weeks ago. They were seeing if you can make it this month, but you said just keep it in January. So you're coming up on your last.
Yeah, well, actually, let me back up. I was willing to make both payments, completely willing, when I got that call, and that was another one where they called, they didn't say why, they didn't leave a message, and I called back. And I said as soon as I could get, a modified agreement or something,
Okay.
So that payment was just not extra money, and because when this first started, Premier tried to get money out of me that wasn't in the agreement. For some reason, the computer couldn't do it. And then I had to call the Department of Education, and they informed me that I should only be paying what's in the agreement. And I faxed that off to Premier, and that seemed to go away. So I just want to make it clear, I would be happy to make a payment right now, my last payment, get this done. Well, actually, I couldn't make it right now because I would need to have the agreement faxed to me, and I'd have to sign it and send it back. But
I understand your concern completely. It's just that what we were seeing is, what we were seeing that you want to take advantage of, as far as making another payment this month, is totally optional. It's not a requirement, or it's not even a requirement within the program.
Right, I understand.
So there's nothing that we can actually send you, and I understand your concerns. You want to see something, but unfortunately, there's nothing that we can send you. So there's no problem. We can just make the payment.
That ever.
Yeah. It's not a requirement or nothing like that. So
I don't mean to shoot the messenger, but I have to say that this whole idea of not being able to send an agreement that says, okay, this is going to count as your last payment is the same basically lie that I was told in the very beginning, where I had to come up with $1,100, but it couldn't be in the agreement. And apparently that never was a problem. That down payment didn't really exist. It was imaginary. And I can't work with imaginary stuff. So, I mean, if Premier...
Okay. Well, the down payment that they was asking for, it would have went towards your student loan balance. I'm not sure why it wouldn't have went towards one of your...
Yeah, well, some of it... Yeah, some of it would have gone through to my balance. Some of it would have been a fee for Premier, but
you said it wouldn't have went towards your balance?
Well, yeah, it would have gone toward my balance, and some of it would have gone through to Premier, but it would not have fulfilled my agreement. And they said it was necessary to make that down payment, or my monthly payment would be higher, and that seemed not to be the truth. So I get a little worried when, last month you guys are trying to get, what would happen is that $195 would come into Premier, some of it would go to my balance, some of it would go to you guys, and I would still owe the next month's payment. So is there anything else that I can do besides continue to make my monthly payments per the agreement?
You have one more monthly payment left for 1 month. Coming next month.
Yep, and that's coming right up, but I have to wait enough time to make sure they're spaced out enough. But I will be making it as fast as possible.
Okay.
And I do have questions about the transition after that, but I think I'm going to get those answers from the DOE, the Department of Education.
Okay, that's no problem. We was just calling to let you know everything was coming towards the end of the program, and that was it. We wasn't trying to get any money or nothing like that.
No. Okay. All right. So I'm all set then.
Good night, okay?
You too. Great.
All right, thank you.
They're full of it. They're just full of it. Because if I had made another payment today, yes, part of it would have gone to my balance, as I told him. Part of it would have gone to them. They want a little more money out of me because it's the end of my agreement. And they're calling me to tell me that I'm near the end of my agreement 2 weeks after they've already told me that, after I've made 8 consecutive monthly payments on time, as I'm supposed to. Anybody deals with any credit agency for any reason, a collection agency for any reason, remember these things. When you first talk to them, you agree to cooperate, but hold your ground on 2 things. 1, the information you provide them, and 2, what you believe from them. So go ahead and work out a payment arrangement, but don't ever take a verbal agreement over the phone. Ever, ever, ever. Explain to them that you've had bad experiences in the past, even if you haven't, and let them know that you cannot make payments on a verbal agreement and that you'll never do that with anybody. And that as soon as you can get your agreement in writing, you will make the payment. If they disagree with this, if they hound you and say, well, you're refusing to pay and we're just going to escalate this and we're going to garnish your wages and we're going to take out your kidneys, don't believe them. Take a deep breath. It's recorded, and you make sure that what you say includes this. You repeat yourself. You're not trying to get out of making a payment. You need an agreement. You are dealing with a new company, and you need things in writing. The other thing, don't ever let them take it directly out of your checking account, and don't let them think that is the only way it can be done. Don't even do it if they offer to give you a few bucks off a month. Here's why. Once you give any company, and I've had this experience in business, unfortunately, horrible experience. Once you give them the checking account number, there is virtually no way to put a stop payment on it. So let's say you're paying $200 a month, and this company is not so good, and they're going to continue to take, they've decided to continue to take that $200 a month even when you're done and you've reached your agreement, you've met your obligations. They can still continue to take that out because they have the permission. When you say, here, take this amount a month, it doesn't stipulate an amount of time to do so. So you can run to the bank and put a stop payment on it. The fun part is you can only put a stop payment on 200. You can't put it on 201 cents. You can't put it on 5,000. You can't put it on 10 cents. They can take out any amount of money from your account as long as it's not that exact amount that you put the stop payment on. And obviously, you can't pay for each amount up to infinity. So don't do that. Never. In the case of student loans, there is a website that you can pay through. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to mail payments, but do not ever, ever give them your checking account number. And anything they tell you, just very politely, I was very polite this time. I was very polite with them in the beginning, but I'm pissed at them now, and I wanted to get this out. Anything they say, should be taken as a lie until proven otherwise. Take detailed notes as you talk to them. Make sure you get the name of the person you're talking to, get a reference number for the call, and explain to them that you just need to check with your financial advisor, your accountant, your lawyer, whatever it is that you need to check, and let them know. Determine the amount of time it'll take you to get the information you need. In this case, I emailed the Department of Education and I told them what was going on. I said, look, they want a down payment. That's not in the agreement. And they say that it's because their computer system won't allow them to do that. Will I be in default if I don't make this non-existent payment? I mean, this payment that's not in an agreement. The Department of Education got back to me probably within 24 hours and let me know that, no, you pay only what's in the agreement. Now, I'd been saving this money in an envelope and writing it down and working and getting like all extra tips in my summer job and stashing this money so that I could put it together for the next month. And when I was this close to making the payment, I looked at the agreement one more time and I noticed it wasn't mentioned. So that's when I emailed the DOE. They got right back to me. I printed the email out. I wrote a note. I will be making the payments as per the agreement and only those payments. I faxed it off to them and they tried to call me once, didn't leave a message, and never tried to call me again. So they lied. They tried to trick me. Why would they do that? Well, like this gentleman said, they just want to get your balance down. The collection agencies it's not just a cut. It's not like you owe Sears $500 and Sears was only going to take the $500. There's going to be an additional fee. So you're actually paying more than you owe. Now, yeah, it's your fault. You got behind. That's fine. You make sure, though, that the extra money you pay is all the extra money you pay. Make sure you have the percentages down. Do your homework before you do anything. Because what this person was going to do, and he's correct, if I make that extra payment now instead of next month, it's going to go toward my overall balance. But part of that, and it's not a very large chunk, honestly, $35, would go to Premier Credit. $35 extra. It's not like the Department of Education or actually the original loan holders are giving that money up. I would be giving that money up. And like I said, I was willing to pay right now if they could get it to me in writing, but that's not going to happen. So be careful and don't procrastinate. Have a good night.